I live right next to a very beautiful beach, and actually, as I look out the window now, I'm looking out, and it's early morning. The tide's actually going out, and this light. I went for a little walk earlier, and there was a whole lot of terns, and they sort of float above the water, and then they dive down and grab a fish and take off. But it's a place that is so alive. Um, if it's at night time and it's low tide and it's really still, there's these things called mollusks or little shellfish. They're bivalves, and they come out at night, and and you can hear them. They go, and the bay is alive, and it's noisy with all these thousands and thousands of little mollusks going. It's amazing. Isn't God's creation really good? There is a road though between my house and the beach, and it can be quite a noisy road, busy road at the moment. There's people going to work, but there's trucks, there's tractors, there's cars, there's even sheep on the road. If you come over to the website and look at the blog, you'll see a picture of a whole group of sheep going past sort of my front door. One of the local farmers was taking them along the road to get shorn. Very busy. It's got a speed limit of 50 kilometres an hour, which is like 30 miles an hour. And more often than not, it's ignored. People are speed along here. Uh, Sometimes I just want to stop the traffic, stop, just stop. Come and enjoy the show that's out there, the creation show that God's putting on all the time. And there is something in the Bible. It started right back in the creation story where God said, 7 days, 6 days you work, the seventh you take off, you stop, rest. And it's called the Sabbath. In Hebrew, it's Shabbat, which means to cease, to stop, to rest. And it's right through the Old Testament and into the New Testament. And it's 6 days a week. You do all your normal work, but the seventh, it's a complete day of rest. And it's not just a rest for you, but it's for your employees, it's for your animals even as well. So if you've got an ox, it can have a rest on a Sabbath. But we had to stop. We had to rest, finish, play, and worship. It's kind of saying no to the commercial 24-hour non-stop world. It's like putting down the pen, putting down the tools, putting down the computer screen. It's resting. And it's something that I do each week. I don't think I'm perfect at it. It's not something that you can be perfect at. I think but it's something to be worked at. It's really important. And it actually requires planning and preparation. And for example, my wife and I, we like to have Sundays as our Sabbath, our Sabbath. And so on Saturday, we prepare food for the next day. You might think that's strange, but we don't want to have the burden of thinking, oh, what shall we have for dinner tonight? What shall we have for lunch? No, it's already prepared. We can just go straight into it, and we can relax. We can do other things on our Sunday, things like going to church and worshiping with a community of others. We can have a nap. We can have a rest. We can kick back, maybe read some books. I don't know, go for a walk on the beach. But it's a time when we just rest and we stop the work of our everyday busyness. And it really helps with anxiety because you're having to trust that I can have a day off and the world will continue. So it's not all up to me. It helps with that anxiety in that you actually take it out in the future. You actually bring it back to actually, what can I do right now? Oh, that's right. I am going to have a day off on Sunday, so I need to plan for my needs on the Sunday so that, okay, I will cook some meals, I will sort some other things. I'll get all my work done in these 6 days so that I can have that seventh day off and rest my body. I've got a little term for this, and I like it. It's called having a Sabbath centric life. And one of the little the logos that I have for this website for turning the page is like a spiral. Okay, it goes around, goes right into the middle. And I look at that and I think I want to have a Sabbath centric life, so that all my week I might be going out from there, and then during the week I come back into the middle where I can rest and center, get empowered for the next week, and go out, and then come back into the middle. A Sabbath centric life. How do we keep it? Well, it's all about planning. Okay, so I plan one to cease, and that's I plan to stop all my normal everyday work activities. Next thing is it's rest. It's obvious, but do you like resting? I think you need to rest. I think you need to somehow just learn how to rest. So it could be sleeping, it could be napping, it could be taking a walk, it could be watching birds. Just resting. The next one is to enjoy, or you could say play, all right? So dive in deep, savor the taste of your food. Eat slowly, drink slowly, smell the roses. And the final one is worship. You know, it's a fact of giving worth and giving praise back to God who brought all this together. Some further little comments about Sabbath. What I encourage you to do is notice the pulls on your attention. Okay, those things that I need to get that done. Those little things during the day. Say, we should get that done. I might just notice what those are, and could they be done tomorrow, or could better planning during the week relieve that pull? And the pull is kind of a habit in your brain. It's like, just do it now, just do it now. And I think in our world of push button, cell phone immediacy, we can do so much right now. Whereas I think God says, this is time just for rest, just to stop that. Number two is there may well be donkeys down the hole. And I'll talk a bit more about this next week. But these are kind of emergencies that need immediate attention. And the idea is that if you see an emergency, like a donkey down a hole, you don't say, it's Sabbath, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. No. You do it, okay? And you show yourself grace to yourself and to others. And you don't get legalistic about the Sabbath thing. Don't get legalistic about it. Enjoy it. It's a dance, all right? It's a relationship. Number three is take millimetre movements, all right? If you've not been part of a culture that keeps the Sabbath, when I'm talking about culture, some cultures in the world keep this as part of their economy, as part of their lifestyle. If you've not done this at all, it's going to take a little while to get this into a habit, a spiritual habit for you. And it might go against the grain of other people's cultures that say, no, I just want you to go down to the shops and buy something on the Sabbath. And you say, no, I just want to have a rest. So it's going to take lots and lots and lots of little millimetre movements. And so you try things and you take little progress, make little points of progress. Number four is, I think it's really important in a Sabbath day is to connect with a few others. Not for accountability, no, or comparison, because those two things are sure to kill the joy of a Sabbath, right? But to celebrate each other, to celebrate the week, to celebrate God. I do this by going to my church service where we celebrate, we talk faith, we share life. Another thing to do is take some time for reflection on your cup. Now, what I'm talking about is I've done a post about cup fillers and cup drainers. And these are things like, you got to imagine your life as a cup, okay? And things go into your cup which fill you up, which is energy things. It could be a really nice compliment someone might give you. It could be an encouragement someone might give you. It could be having a nice meal. They fill you up. Then there's also drainers, things that just drain the life out of you. Oh. Oh. So on the Sabbath, it can be a time for reflection over the week to say, what has filled my cup? What has drained my cup? Sabbath can be a day where you say, my cup is dry. I'm going to fill my cup. I'm going to see that my cup is filled by walking on the beach or spending time with friends, enjoying good food, enjoying good fellowship. And it's noticing what fills your cup, you personally, your cup, and making those into habits that will really set your Sabbath alive. The final thing is sunset to sunset. And in the Bible, according to Genesis, the day started at sunset and then went through to the next day at the next sunset. So essentially, your Sabbath starts at the set of sun, okay, at night. So you go into it, you go in, and you go into it by sleeping or resting. Wow. And then you go into the next portion of the Sabbath by waking up out of this rest. And I've got a whole lot of stuff on the website about that. Hey, I want you to consider that you might like to stop the traffic. And I wonder if one little day, so if you're in my little bay, you stopped and you enjoyed creation. You enjoyed what God has given, the show that God is putting on for you. One day. And perhaps, we've been looking at this swing of our lives and how attention gets held out to anxiety and it comes back to depression. I wonder if we have a Sabbath lifestyle, our little swing can become more centered and grounded. Because 1 in 7 days, you stop. Hey, share this with somebody else. Send it out to somebody else. Push the share button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You can come over to the website and read this content and leave comments. Leave comments down below. I really like to get comments. It just encourages me to keep on doing what I'm doing. Thanks. Have a great week. And please, have a Sabbath.